Jake here for American Muscle, and today I've got this AFE Super Stock induction system with the Pro 5R oiled filter for 2015 and newer Challengers, excluding the RT Scat Pack. Now this Super Stock system from AFE is going to appeal to you if you're looking for a way to increase the airflow from your stock intake with a simple mod, all while keeping it very budget friendly. This is an easy bolt-in modification that focuses on efficiency, cost, and integration. So if that sounds like it's your speed, then stick with me as we check this out. But before we get too deep in, I do want to clarify that this is designed to fit most Challengers with the exception of RT Scat Pack models and those that utilize that really cool rhomby illuminated air catcher headlamp. Those require a different part, and we do have that one available on our site. Now, changing up your intake usually means that you're going to have to spend several $100s on a whole system that's very obviously not stock. It's going to require some time and maybe even some additional modifications like a tune to get it installed and working properly. However, AFE came up with something rather clever here because this kit uses the majority of your stock intake. So as you probably already noticed, this doesn't have a big intake tube or even a lid for the filter box, and that's because you reuse those pieces with this system. So your stock pieces are reutilized here. So this is effectively just the lower portion of the intake box. Now at this point you might be asking why you want to do that or what the point of it even is. So the lower portion of the box here also includes this, which AFE calls the dynamic air scoop. So this is going to direct cooler ambient air right through the intake box and up through the filter. You also have another intake at the bottom of the box too. So all that means is you're going to get cooler air and you're going to get more cooler air through here. Now cooler air is more dense. Denser air makes for better combustion, and better combustion means more power and efficiency. So this whole thing is going to allow more air to come through, and it's also going to keep your intake temperatures lower than the stock box. So part of that added airflow is due to the Pro 5R filter that's included in the kit. Now this is an oiled filter, and as such it is also reusable. So this is a 5-layer cotton gauze media, and it's AFE's highest flowing filter. So again, you're going to get more air through this filter, and since it's an oil design, you get the added benefit of having that additional layer of protection against dirt and particulates. So you've got these deep pleats in here, and the oil on the surface is nice and sticky. So all that means it's going to help filter out some of even the smallest particulates that might slip through a dry filter otherwise. And the best part again is it's reusable. So you just wash it, re-oil it, pop it right back into place, and you're ready to go. Oiled filters like this have a pretty long lifespan, especially if they're cared for, so it is going to cut down on the replacement costs. You just need to make sure you clean it every so often. Now I mentioned earlier that this is very budget friendly, and that's not really an exaggeration at all. Coming in around $225, this is pretty inexpensive as far as intakes go. Since you're only replacing part of the system and the filter, you don't have to spend a lot here. But it is going to make a difference in how your Challenger drives, and it's going to keep everything looking stock and functioning much like stock, with some added benefits like those lower intake temperatures and the added airflow. Now as far as installation goes, this is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and should only take you about 15 minutes or so to get it installed. It's really not much more complicated than replacing the air filter. Just pop off the lid, swap out the lower portion of the filter box, make sure this guy's aimed properly, and you're ready to go. It's definitely a job you can accomplish at home with some common hand tools. And to show you just how to get it done, let's head to the install bay right now.
So the tools I'll be using today are a small socket with a 5/16 bit and a flathead screwdriver, and that's all you should be needing today for this installation. Hello, my name is James, and we're going to be installing a Hellcat airbox in this V6 Challenger. Now first we're going to start off by taking off this black piece right here, and you pop that little thing out right there. Here you go. Like so. And then right over here, there's these plastic screws that are, well, not screws, but they're popped into here. There you go. Like so. We'll put this to the side. And then we're going to have a 5/16 wrench. And we're going to take this off. Okay. There we go. We'll hold on to this. And then we're going to go ahead and use our screwdriver and take off this clamp that's holding the hose to the airbox. We're just loosening it, and it should pop right out. We just give it a little twist. Let's loosen it a little bit more. There we go. That pops off of there. Then we're gonna go ahead and take our wrench. You could either use a flathead screwdriver or the 5/16 wrench to take out these little sockets right here. We're gonna use our wrench. Now make sure you put these screws someplace safe. I'm putting them in my pocket. Then we're gonna go ahead right here and unscrew these 3 screws that are holding in the air box. Right here we're using a flathead screwdriver, turning it counterclockwise. Now make sure you put these screws somewhere safe, either your pocket or some kind of pan. You can use a Phillips if you would like. I like a flathead myself. There you go, and one more. And we're gonna go ahead and remove this. Now there's 2 little things that are in this plastic. You just pull them right out, pretty simple. And we could go ahead and move the top of the air box right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and take out this filter. Right now I have a K&N filter from the stock. Taking out the stock and putting a K&N. So I'm going to put this over here to the side, and as you can see, it's a little dusty in there, and there you go, pops right out. Now you can see the difference of these air boxes. As you can see, there's more space in the aftermarket AFE Hellcat box to allow more airflow and to come in through the headlight compared to the stock. Now we're gonna go ahead and pop off this grommet on our, by using a screwdriver. You can pry it a little bit. You know, it is rubber, so there you go. And we're gonna go ahead and place this. There's no certain way it goes right on the new airbox. And we're gonna have to take off this piece as well by lifting this up. It's a light metal. You could take it out, and then this rubber should go ahead and slide out. And we're gonna go ahead and now put this on our new airbox. Like so. Make sure it's nice and snug in there. And go ahead and put this little piece back in there. Just by pushing it in. There we go. Now on the bottom of your stock air box, there is this foam piece, and your new one doesn't come with one. So I went out and got a 3/8 weather strip seal from Walmart, and you could go ahead and cut it to your liking, place it on here like so, And there we go. Now on the other side of your air box, you also have another foam piece. If you have a little weather stripping, or you could cut a couple strips, and you go ahead and place it right here. And there we go. Now right here on the second headlight, here's the second headlight, it should be able to be pushed out. You could actually tell by it spins a little. Now on this one I have 3 tabs, so I used my other hand, and that's why we moved our plastic piece off so I could get in there. Go ahead and pinch those tabs like so, and you should be able to pop out your headlight just like that. And there's the tabs. Of course you have to pinch them and just push it right out. Now you'll have the hole right here, which the air will go through and into your air box. Now what's suggested is you actually put in this inlet tube right here before you snap. It just goes right in there, right there, you know, nothing fancy. And we're gonna go ahead and put this new filter in. Let me give it a quick little dust off. Okay, we're gonna place our grommet right here in this hole. Here's the grommet. First, gotta go like that. Little sideways action right there. And there's the inlet tube right here. So you gotta get it right in there. Takes a little messing around with. Okay, go ahead up, and there it is right there. It's right in there. Push the grommet in. Make sure this and this are all good in there. And there we go. Now we're gonna grab our air filter. Go ahead and put that in like so. Okay. Then we're gonna grab our top of our air box. Go ahead and snap these 3 pieces in first. Make sure it's in there good. And we're gonna go ahead and put that like that. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and loosen this up a little bit. Just make sure it slides in nice and easy. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and tighten this up. And our hose is now being connected. The flathead screwdriver, our hose is now being connected back to the air box. taking the flathead screwdriver, go ahead and screw this all back in. We're going to go ahead and get our other screw. Start putting this one in as well. It's all screwed in there, all 3 screws, and we're going to go ahead and get our 5/16 socket wrench. We're going to go ahead and get our 5/16 socket wrench. Make sure we align the hole. And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. Make sure you turn clockwise on this to tighten. To loosen is counterclockwise, and to tighten is clockwise. Give it a good tighten. Go ahead and clip this back in here. There we go. And we're ready to rock and roll. And we're going to go ahead and put this plastic piece back in, starting with these little boogers there. Fold this. We're going to have to fold this under. Just goes like so. Push it in, make sure everything's good to go. And now we're ready to rock and roll.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the AFE Superstock induction system with the Pro 5R oiled filter for 2015 and newer Dodge Challengers. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things Challenger, be sure to stick with us right here at AmericanMuscle.com.